if you're anything like me, you're very excited that it's July because number one, we just had Jurassic World come out early July. We had Superman come out about 2 weeks ago. And now, as of today, we have Fantastic Four, the first steps out in theaters. Finally, I remember watching the Marvel announcement when they had that giant four pop up because they finally had the property rights, and I'm so excited that we finally get this movie. So just about 24 hours ago, probably 22 hours ago right now, I went and saw it at an Imagine Theater. I was wearing my Fantastic Four merch. I had the T-shirt, and then I had my lovely Fantastic Four Crocs. Not usually a Crocs person, but for nerd sponsorships and superhero licensing, I will buy any product that I can get my hands on. So really, I went and saw Fantastic Four. Kind of just wanted to give a review. I will be spoiling aspects of this movie. So if you have not seen it yet, please stop watching this right now. Go watch the movie and come back after that. So, number one, we kind of start the movie off not how I expected at all. We really just kind of jump right into Reed Richards and Sue Storm having a conversation, and she immediately finds out that she's pregnant. Beginning of the movie is legitimately her taking a pregnancy test, going down to dinner, oh, I'm pregnant, and then the rest of the movie kicks off. So really, it kind of jumps right into everything we need to know about the movie. The first character we see on screen is Reed Richards. Going into this movie, I was the most hesitant about the casting of Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. I had always known Ian, the first person to play Mr. Fantastic in the 2005 Fantastic Four movie. He was always my favorite. He just embodied Reed Richards for me. He was always that kind of like academic weirdo that couldn't really fit in. It worked for me. But right off the bat, Pedro Pascal, and after seeing this movie, he is 100% the best part of this film. He brings emotion, he brings the awkwardness, he brings kind of the weight of being the one who miscalculated the trip and caused all of them to get powers and be changed forever. So really, he brings the guilt, emotion, and he's nervous about becoming a father. He doesn't know if he's going to do everything correctly. He thinks he's too much of a weirdo. So immediately I'm like, yeah, this is exactly who Mr. Fantastic is. Sue Storm, also, honestly, one of the best parts about this movie. She's fantastic. The way that she interacts with every other character, especially Reed Richards, is very believable. And you get the sense that she doesn't want to argue, but she does have to argue all the time. We show that she's involved in politics. We show that she actually negotiated a treaty between Subterranea and kind of New York, where they're located. So the best part is she's giving a speech at the kind of convention that they're at for the kind of peace treaty. And it's showing all of the countries, and it's showing the name of the countries where it has the representative, and then right in front of them has the little nameplate. There's two empty seats in the room, and I jumped up and started giggling. I didn't like jump up and get in everyone's way of the movie because I don't get in between people in their Marvel movies. I'm not that dumb. But what I did do is I like squirmed in my seat because we see the country of Latveria. And if anybody is familiar with that country, that is the home country of Doctor Doom, or Victor Von Doom before he becomes Doctor Doom. So I am a huge Doctor Doom fan. So I immediately, my buddy and I who were watching the movie together, we immediately started squirming and like, oh my God, we're back. So we were very excited to see Latveria. Movie keeps going. We see Paul Walter Hauser as Mole Man. Could not have been better. He's so funny in this movie. We only see him for a couple of scenes. I immediately want a TV show, a mini special presentation, whatever we can get with more Paul Walter Hauser as Mole Man. Please, Kevin Feige, pen to ink right now, pen to page, and start writing that script. Anybody, and give it to Kevin Feige because I really need this to happen as soon as possible. He is so good, and every scene he's in, you're like, please just show more of him. He's so good in the movie. Johnny Storm, we have Eddie Munson, is how I've heard everyone refer to him. We have Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. He is hilarious, says the funniest, like every line that he says is pretty much super funny. But also, they take a break in the film for him to kind of stop being the comedic relief, and he really puts his mind to work, and he gets focused on a task of translating a language, and he does it. And honestly, he helps save the day. He really, after he finds out the translation, he's able to use it to kind of aid in their fight against Galactus. So really, not enough props is being given to Johnny Storm, as I see. So I'm going to give him a lot of credit, because the way they kind of show it and the way they show him, um, almost like it made me think of the scene of, they've had it before, but in Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where he has all the papers up on the wall and he's like, they're connected. That's what Johnny Storm kind of looks like when he's piecing all of the papers to his window in the bedroom in the Baxter building. And it's hilarious just kind of watching him figure all of it out. And you're like, oh, yeah, I forgot. Like, all of them are geniuses. Duh. But the Thing, Ben Grimm, Eben Moss-Backrack is awesome as the Thing. Most of it is CGI, so really we don't get to credit a physical performance too much, because we're mostly seeing CGI. But really, I thought that the CGI was much better in the movie than honestly what it looked like in a lot of the trailers and a lot of the teasers that I saw. It looked kind of goofy to me at first, but it really grew on me, especially in this movie. It looks really good, and they 100% made the right choice with having Thing grow a rock beard. That definitely made it feel less weird, because his head honestly felt misshapen, because like the eyebrows were so thick, and then you get down to his neck and I'm like, okay, it's just super like skinny, scrawny, and I'm like, that it didn't really vibe well with me. But as soon as he grew the beard, I'm like, oh, this works really, really well. It phenomenal choice. Moving on to Herbie, hilarious, voiced by Matthew Wood. So I laughed because I leaned over to my friend and I said, Herbie sounds just like the Separatist battle droids from Star Wars. And then when I looked it up, I was like, oh, duh, he's voiced by Matt Wood. Like, no wonder it sounds like him. He's also the one who voiced General Grievous. So I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that the guy who voiced the battle droids, it sounds like that when he does the role. So it's still very funny, though. He doesn't speak actual words. He just makes, like, noises and, like, beeps. And it's still somehow hilarious, especially when he's like, whoa! And it's great. He gives very much R2D2 energy, where they heavily rely on him to get tasks done, but also he does goofy stuff all the time. So it's amazing. The surprise character that I didn't expect to see for like 3/4 of the movie, but we got him way earlier than I thought we would. Franklin Richards, the son of Reed and Sue. Franklin is born in number one, a crazy scene in the movie when they're getting chased by the Silver Surfer because they go to beg Galactus for mercy. And Galactus pretty much says, I will spare your planet if you give me your son. Your son has cosmic power. He is going to replace me, and I will be able to finally rest. And they're pretty much like, yep, nope, you're not having the Earth, and you're not having our kid. So Galactus tries to take the kid. He pretty much induces labor out of Sue Storm. He pretty much uses his power, and Sue is immediately like, the baby is coming. Like, I'm about to give birth. The Silver Surfer, played by Julia Garner, very good also. I was not expecting as much out of her in this movie, because it's usually, I thought they were honestly going to underutilize her. Very good amount. And they gave a redemption arc. They made it kind of, it was very respectable how they portrayed her in this movie. Everyone was kind of mad that it's Shia LaBeouf and not the like original. I think they're just mad we didn't get Doug Jones back, which I understand. But Shia LaBeouf also cool. Any Silver Surfer is cool. And they proved that by having her surf on pretty much everything. Lava, the galaxy, like a black hole, whatever she can use that surfboard on, she uses that surfboard on. And it is cool to watch. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot the Silver Surfer can surf. So it felt great watching her be able to actually go through that. Really cool visuals throughout this entire movie. The CGI, honestly, I've not seen a lot of people saying this yet, so I don't think it's a huge problem. But how I see most people commenting on how the CGI needs to be better in Marvel movies, this one looks pretty well rounded, in my opinion. I don't think they needed a lot of work done. There was one shot where the CGI looked a little bit off to me, and it was a shot when Silver Surfer first arrives to Earth and heralds Galactus. They like turn the car and the doors open, they get out of the car. That was a little weird CGI moment where I was like, that looked a little rough with Sue and the Thing jumping out of the car that fast. But honestly wasn't that bad. I didn't mind it too much. That was like the one nitpick I had. So not too bad overall. Galactus. Holy crap. Number one, they did his size justice. He looks great. Number two, the voice that Ralph chose to go with is so perfect. The eyes lighting up, even when he takes like there's a scene where his eyes stop lighting up and you see his genuine eyes. And honestly, I don't know what's scarier because his eyes looked like a galaxy in themselves and it was horrifying to see. I was like, I would not be okay if I saw this in person. I'd be freaking out. But holy crap, is he awesome in this movie? My biggest pet peeve is that they underutilize Galactus in this movie. It's a very good movie. Pacing is honestly not that bad throughout. And then you get to the finale. Blink and you miss it. It's pretty quick. I was very surprised that there wasn't kind of more of a fight going on, which is great because they do these really cool things throughout the fight scene. They have a scene with Mr. Fantastic where Galactus is just like stretching him to almost to his boundaries. And Galactus is like, haha, like I'm about to beat you. And the character that really comes into play to defeat Galactus, Sue Storm. She legitimately puts everything she has into defeating Galactus. And Sue, remember, spoilers. I know that I've already hit it, but I'm going to say it one last time because this is a pretty big one. Sue dies. She passes away because she exerted too much energy into fighting Galactus, and you can sense it in the film. The CGI for Sue's powers, chef's kiss. They look amazing. All of the powers look really, really good in this film. But Sue's really just hit the mark. Like they hit the nail right on the head with her. It's just perfect. Vanessa Kirby is amazing in this movie. So she passes away, and they're all kind of grieving that she just died. And Franklin, who, if you are unaware in the comics, his power is that he can like alter reality pretty much. And there is this like even at one of the comic books at the end of Secret Wars, he's the one who's kind of helping create a new galaxy that they're using after Doom kind of tried to unite everything and take over. So Franklin, superbly powerful. And in this, he's still a baby. So he crawls onto Sue, and it was silent for like a minute and a half. They don't play a lot of music. It's just kind of like people on the screen crying and Franklin sitting on her chest. And you see this little glow on the hands. And then Sue wakes up with this purple or blue energy kind of like leaving her eyes. And she's back to life. And it is 150% because of Franklin Richards. He brought his mother back to life, which that immediately shows us this kid is going to be a sought after power in the future of the MCU. Whether that be Doctor Doom is looking for him to utilize his power, maybe future iterations of a villain that's going to be introduced in the future sagas for Marvel, or after they kind of reboot after Secret Wars, whatever they do. Maybe he's going to be a power player in that time. But I think that they're really building to have Franklin Richards be a humongous force in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I say this because the movie ends and we go to end credit scene. Now, Franklin, it's 4 years later, 4 years after this fight with Galactus. So they're sitting in the Baxter building. Sue is reading Franklin a book. She goes to grab him another book, and while she's grabbing it, you hear this like almost like the wind fluttering in through the window. And maybe it was just my eyes, but it was like a little bit brighter. And then the room darkens a little bit. And Sue turns around. You can kind of tell that she's sensing that something is wrong. So she like activates her powers with her hands. And you see her walking around the TV. And it slowly, like the camera, like pans around. And it shows Franklin reaching his hand out. And then as it pans around a little bit more, you see somebody in a green cloak, and when you look in the left hand, Franklin is also holding onto it. It's Doom's mask, and Franklin is reaching to touch Doctor Doom's face. So I've waited long enough, but we're finally here. Today is the day. Doctor Doom has officially entered the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I am so excited. I am a humongous Doctor Doom fan. You won't be able to see it, but right here is my Doctor Doom Funko Pop that I have of the original kind of Funko comic run that they had. Right below it is Mr. Fantastic, and below him is Johnny Storm, otherwise known as Flame On. That's where we got the Human Torch. So Doctor Doom is in the MCU. That is the tiny scene we get of him. Not a lot, but honestly, it was enough for me. My buddy and I started freaking out, and we were so excited to see him. The whole theater looked at me like I was on drugs. I guess they've never been excited before. I don't know, but Doctor Doom, holy crap, we're here. We'll see how Robert Downey Jr. does. You don't see his face. You only see the cloak and the mask in the left hand. But I'm very excited to see where they go with this. I'm excited to see if Franklin Richards plays a big piece in the future of the MCU. I'm very excited to see the Fantastic Four again. And let's talk about the part of the movie that is the most important. Michael Giacchino, his score for this film is so amazing. I don't know who let him cook this hard, but honestly, holy crap. Let him cook every time because he is a powerhouse in Marvel. He has done the Spider-Man scores. He directed Werewolf by Night. He's also the guy who did scores for Star Wars in the past. He did oh my gosh, he did the incredible soundtrack. He does so many amazing scores for all of these movies. So he is phenomenal. I'm so glad he did this movie because as soon as you hear that Fantastic Four, you're like, yes, we are here. I'm in the moment. I'm invested now. And it's so good. It's so phenomenal, and I love it so much. So he put everything he had into this score because they were not going to let this flop. But this movie, I gave it a 4 out of 5. I'm a huge Letterboxd guy, so I go by the 5-star rating. But I gave it a 4 out of 5. There were mostly because the ending. I really wanted it to have more Galactus, and I really wanted it to, you want to see a little bit longer of a battle. This one just kind of felt short. It felt like the problem was resolved a little too quickly. Because the rest of the movie is kind of, you're going forward, 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 forward. We got to get there. We got to get there. We got to get there. And then you get to the end. They're like, we're done. All done. Move on. And you're like, oh, okay. I just waited that amount of time. I can wait a little bit more if you want to fight. And they're like, no, he's gone. And you're like, okay, yeah, sure. Not a bad movie. Not at all. I still love this film. Gave it the 4 out of 5. I adore this movie. But that's why I gave it the rating I did. Other than that, if you have not seen this movie yet, go see this movie. This movie is amazing. I love this movie. The 60s vibes, are immaculate. The Fantastic Car, amazing. The environment and the world that they build during this movie was amazing. Even like halfway through the film, I was like, I am invested in seeing this Earth continue and seeing everything that can happen on this Earth and seeing kind of what they could do with the future on 828, because it is amazing. The Fantastic Four being the only heroes was honestly probably a good choice, especially with it kind of being central to their villains. So it was great. Mole Man was definitely the best villain. You get to hear kind of like Red Ghost, and they talk about his apes, and you see Reed Richards kick one into the ocean. Then they're kind of like, okay, move on. But they talk about the cartoon show, and it's amazing. They have a lot of awesome references in this. The world they build is purely, for lack of a better word, fantastic. And I am very happy to kind of see it continue going on. Um, you know, I'm very happy with this Fantastic Four movie. I think it was a great introduction for them into the MCU. And I honestly can't wait to see all the characters again, especially Doctor Doom. We know that next December, 2026, we're going to be getting Doomsday. So this is very, very important. I'm glad that they were able to finally at least show a tiny sneak peek of Doctor Doom, because we really needed to see him. Even this slight, very face, like not even showing his face cameo was needed to set up a movie that's coming out a little over a year from now. Well, a year and a half from now, pretty much. But I think the next Marvel movie that comes out is next July. We have Spider-Man coming out, which is, holy crap. I can't believe we're already back to Spider-Man. This feels great. I cannot wait for this. But I don't know how they're going to follow up No Way Home, but Kevin talking about how it's going to be street level and he's going to be fighting his villains. Yep, Spider-Man is here, and it's going to be so good. So other than that, I hope that you enjoyed my review and my reasoning for why I really, really adore the Fantastic Four movie. Their suits were great, music was great, acting was great. I really just loved every part of this movie. Wish we got to see more Galactus, but they don't kill him in this movie, so we can see him again. Galactus can make a comeback. He's a very powerful. He's a very powerful being. He has the power cosmic. So I think that we will be able to see him again, and hopefully we'll be able to see him for a little bit longer the next time that he arrives in the MCU. But other than that, really, that was my review of Fantastic Four. So go off and be kind to somebody today.